Hi everyone, and welcome to the Back 9. In this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the new Cobra Speedzone and SpeedZone Xtreme drivers. Now I'm really happy to report that the courses in my area opened a little over a week ago. The weather's been cooperating, so I've been able to get out and play quite a bit of golf. I also had a really long session on GC Quad with all three drivers. Well, Randy, you only said two. Well, as some of you may know, I play the Cobra F9. So I was really excited to compare my F9 to the newer models. Now, this was a really great test. Since I play the F9 and these are both Cobra heads, I was able to use my shaft that I was fitted for in each head as I tested them. This really leveled the playing field. There are some visual differences when you look at my F9 compared to the new SpeedZones. To me, it looks mostly cosmetic. Now, I know Cobra has a lot of material out there telling us why it's technology and why this technology in the SpeedZones make it that much better than the F9. Well, you guys know me. I don't like to read technical specs because I believe it's really marketing material. And I don't believe that a company can make a driver that much better from one year to the next. So that's why I don't get into it. I don't have the SpeedZone anymore. I already had to return it. But I do have the Xtreme and my F9. So I can show you a few of the differences. This is my F9. It looks very similar to the new SpeedZone except for some cosmetic differences which I'll be able to show you. But the new SpeedZone has the same two-weight technology that the F9 does, the red weight being heavier. So I played both with the heavier weight in the back, which is the most forgiving setting. Now visually, here are some of the differences. The first thing you'll notice is it only has one weight in the back. The second thing you'll notice visually are these two little red dot areas in the back which kind of look like a car exhaust or taillights to me. There's one major difference with the SpeedZones that you can notice at address or just by looking at the club, and that's the face. Now both the F9 and the SpeedZone use the same milled face, except in the F9, the face was welded to the body of the club head. In the SpeedZones, it's the same milled face except for one big difference. It overlaps. It comes over the crown, goes up and around the sole of the club, and even on the edges. I'm hoping you can see this, but there's a little bit of edge from the face here and all the way around here. So that's noticeable at address. So let's talk about some of the results I got. I hit my F9 first. My average spin with the F9 was 2340. Average launch was 13.5, peak height was 34, and my average carry was 229. Pretty much what I expect from my F9 since I've been using it. Then I hit the SpeedZone, which I thought would be the more likely companion to the F9 because of the dual weight system and the similar head shape. Got some interesting results with the SpeedZone. It spun less. My spin was 2210. My launch was lower at 12.5, and my peak height was lower at 32. My carry was 220, 10 yards shorter. Same shaft, swinging pretty much the same, 10 yards shorter. I think I know why. For those of us who don't swing over 100 miles an hour, we need a little extra spin to help launch, carry, and with dispersion. And the SpeedZone just spun less and it affected all the numbers. Now, let's move on to the SpeedZone Xtreme. I want to say one thing first. This is a very forgiving club head. We're talking ping territory forgiveness. Now, my numbers with the Xtreme, my spin was 2854, up. That's a really good spin number for me. My launch was 14.9. My average peak height was 39. My average distance was 228, down by 1 yard over my F9. But here's the difference. First of all, the Xtreme was more forgiving, so I had more shots in play. Second of all, I got way more shots that carried further, 235. I even got one at 240 than I would with the F9. You know, that occasional shot where you hit it right on the screws? I got many more of those with the Xtreme. I think the manufacturers are really making a mistake, and I think it's going to cost them in the future. I know it has before COVID-19. The manufacturers like TaylorMade, Callaway, and even Cobra make their standard models really low spinning. The Sim, the Callaway Standard Maverick, and even the Cobra Speedzone. These clubs are made for golfers who swing much faster than the average golfer and much more consistently. And I think after COVID's over, I think they're going to start to see a trend where people won't be buying new drivers as quickly. And when they do, and if they get properly fitted, which I hope they do, they won't be buying these standard low spin models. My first takeaway from all this is, if you have a Cobra F9, don't upgrade. Don't even waste your time. The F9's a better driver than the SpeedZone. My second takeaway is, if you're a really good golfer and you swing over 100 miles an hour, it might be worth it to compare the F9 and the SpeedZone. But considering I think the F9 is a better driver, it's much more affordable now than the newer model. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about getting a new driver. My third takeaway from all of this is the Cobra Speedzone Xtreme driver is a really good driver for the masses, for the average golfers. It's very forgiving. And for those of us who don't swing over 100 miles an hour, it spins more for us, which really helps launch, keep the ball in the air, and on dispersion. I think anyone looking for a new driver these days has to put the Speedzone Xtreme driver in contention. I hope this video finds everybody healthy and staying safe the best you can. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you'll know when my next episode is up. Also, please leave comments below. I read them all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Now that some of us are able to get out there and play, we can start focusing again on hitting them straight. Thank you for watching.